Hello everybody, this is Tidepool 0014, in which I completed one major task and another pretty major task. The first thing is I created a full-blown message dispatcher. Now it might not seem like much in the game itself, but under the hood quite a lot is going on. So let's take a quick look at the code just to show you. I've encapsulated all of the activity that needs to be shared between Tidepool players into various commands. And you can see that there's 7 of them right now. So for example, in the cast command, whenever you right click on a word in your lexicon, it creates a cast command and it gives it to the dispatcher, which first will process it. And as you can see here, processing depends on whether you're the one who is issuing the command or the one who is receiving it from someone else. So the processing happens, and when that's done, it sends out a message to StoryMill, which then is available to be retrieved by other Tidepool players that are currently logged in, and they'll receive the message, and then they execute the command also. So there's really 2 versions of a command: the one when it's you that's doing it versus the one that it's everybody else that's doing it. So we have log in, log out, which are basic commands, and say, which is for chatting between players, and refresh, which is a command that will top off the number of items in the world to the maximum, which is currently 50. And then as for item commands, you have melt, cast, and change. Change is what happens when you double click an item and change its properties. So the other big thing that we have is multiplayer. So Paula, Isabel, and I last night, had our first session where the 3 of us were running around and doing stuff and chatting with each other and stuff, which was a lot of fun. And then lastly, we have color switching, which I'll show you when I run the program. I also tweaked the controls quite a bit. Okay, first, to show multiplayer, I'm going to go to another computer. I'm using screen sharing on another computer, and I'm going to log in, and hopefully you will see me, Tfal, show up on this roster. So let's try it out. Down below, the transcript, newly renamed transcript. Oh, hang on, this is kind of, let's do full quality. Okay, there you have it. I am now showing in the other player's roster. It shows down here any commands that happen, such as log in. And you can see me. I am sitting there. This is Zupa, the default avatar, which is a simple cylinder with some eyeballs. And let's see if we can show you how things move around. So I am now on my machine, and I'm going to move. Okay, so the updates are a little slow right now because I didn't want to slow down movement in general. I can change the frequency with which the updates happen. Okay, so you can see movement works. Now let's try chat. I'm going to hit enter and type hello you, and you can see that it says hello you over here, and I can respond. And let's see if that came over here. Yep, hello back. So the new commands are, as before, the lexicon is Command L, Command R to toggle them, and Command M to show the message bar, and Command T to hide and show that. So those allow you to customize what's showing on your screen at a time. If you want to just hide everything so you can see better, you hit Tab and then hit Tab again to make it all come back. So, and it remembers your state. Little touches. Okay, so let's talk about the colors. Now we have, well, first of all, we changed to F3 to hide and show the info pane, which is kind of a nod to the key that Minecraft uses for the same thing. And F4 changes between ground types. It was G before, but now it's F4. And you can see that this is a pretty wacky ground type. Basically, Isabel and I just took a picture of this really cool cover on our dining room table, and so we were just experimenting with different ground types, and we still have the two versions of the topo and aerial here. Okay, there's the topo and here's the aerial. Okay, so now you can also hit F5, and a little mnemonic is on the Mac. It shows kind of like light on the ground, and that shows you changes the color of your ground. So, and you can just keep cycling through them and changing different colors. Now F6, it shows on the Mac anyway this little picture of a more like a bigger sun, so it's light in the sky, and you can change it to whatever you want. Now, being able to choose your color is going to factor into stories, because one of the distinguishing characteristics of stories is going to be the different colors of the ground and the sky, so you know when you go into a story that you have a different one. Okay, so let's check out some of these commands. I'm just going to run around and let's. Oh, there's a little sun that I put up in the sky. Wow, there's nothing around here. Let's go get Brady Tank. And so I'm going to melt this, and you can see when you melt that it shows the command down here. It also, of course, adds Brady Tank to my lexicon and adds my crystals as before. And I'll grab this puppy, and I'm going to go back to 0. And let's take a look at the other computer now. So you can see that it says TFL22. These numbers mean that I have 2 crystals and that I've learned 2 words. So I'm going to try to cast an item, and if it works, we will have it show up for the other player. Okay, there's Brady Tank, and there's Brady Tank. Perfect. So now here I'm going to melt it. And again, you see this stuff happening down here in the transcript. I have Brady Tank. And you notice here that this shows 121 now. So that means I have 1 crystal, I've learned 2 words, and I've cast a total of 1 crystal's worth of items on the field, which is going to play into the game when we play it. Okay, you can see Daffy has 1 crystal and 1 word. And so cast and melt are working fine. So let's cast another Brady Tank. Go back, and I'm going to change the properties of it. So I'm going to double click, change the scale to 2, and if all things work, this should get bigger. There it is. So the last command is kind of hard to show. Here, let's get this out of the way. But as you melt items, you kind of run out of items after a while. So you can hit the F12 key, and it refreshes. So it tops it off to the current maximum, which is 50. And it's complete chance whether I'm actually going to be able to see those items appear, because I have to be looking at the place where they randomly regenerate. Anyway, so there you have it. the message dispatcher and multiplayer. Thanks for listening.